From Israel, we are watching America in so much pain. Our hearts go out to you, to the family of George Floyd, to the Black community, and to all the American communities who suffer the unimaginable trauma of racism, to the people who are peacefully protesting for a better future, and to the victims of ongoing violence and tragic destruction perpetrated by the subset of protesters who aren't peaceful. Some of those victims have included synagogues and Jewish businesses. All these things are happening at once. All are painful, and all are true. In the past week, hundreds of Israelis gathered in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem to protest against racism and to show solidarity with the pain of the American people. It's a bit of an odd role reversal for Israelis to be worried about America, but we are. We are watching, and we are listening, and we see you. No matter where you live, you too are relying on the media for at least some portion of your knowledge about the events. And as usual, the media is an imperfect window to the world. Journalism can foster meaningful thought and healing, or misinformation, cynicism, and hate. How do we read past the bias, the drama, and the personal agendas in order to form our own clear picture of our world? Here are a few things to watch out for. Sometimes journalists or social media users cynically try to hijack a conversation away from meaningful events to further a private agenda. One example is a horribly dishonest campaign by proponents of BDS called Deadly Exchange. Endorsed by Amnesty International and getting huge traction among young people on social media, this campaign claims that racism and police violence in America is caused by Israel. The truth is, American police officers and soldiers train in Israel as well as in some 30 other countries. Israel's contribution is in training on how to avoid racism and unnecessary violence, how to protect civilians from terrorism and avoid collateral damage, especially in urban settings. One strong proponent of Israeli training happens to be former President Barack Obama. He was so concerned about America's rate of causing civilian casualties that he sent his Joint Chiefs of Staff to Israel as part of the Lessons Learned project in 2014. In addition to causing pain to American Jews and attempting to harm Israel, BDS activists undermine genuine efforts to respond to real and vital problems in American society. Now, more than ever, that would be a tragedy. It is common for journalists to attempt to create drama through false comparisons, as if the events taking place right now weren't dramatic enough on their own. In one case, CNN's Alex Marquardt, reporting on the use of tear gas against protesters outside the White House, editorialized,
"It was with force, it was with horses, it was with tear gas, it was with pepper spray, it was with rubber bullets." The kind of thing that I've also seen in places like Turkey, in places like Egypt, between Israelis and Palestinians. These are not countries that we should want to be compared to.
The comparison is incorrect, unprofessional, and outright harmful. When Israel uses crowd control measures, it's typically against highly armed rioters organized by internationally recognized terror organizations for the purpose of harming Israeli civilians. Moreover, there is simply no comparison between Israel and Turkey or Egypt, which function effectively as harsh dictatorships and control local populations with an iron fist. Much like the practice of hijacking an event, this attempt to falsely give local American protests the patina of international drama actually undermines the important domestic issues that should be the primary focus of these events. There are also many positive and uplifting stories that escape media attention in an effort to sell a narrative of drama and conflict. Certainly that's part of the story, but not all of it. The events in America are many things: painful, historic, and just possibly the seeds of a better future. One thing they are not is a commentary on Israel. Activists, journalists, and keyboard warriors with anti-Semitic or anti-Israel agendas who make false comparisons are not only causing harm and pain to the Jewish people and to Israel, they are cynically using the memory of George Floyd and the pain of the American people to further their own self-serving and often hate-filled agendas. Don't let them. Check in with honestreporting.com for tools to become a more savvy news audience, to challenge and question what you hear, and to build your own window to the world by fostering accuracy, hope, and healing.